When night falls in this village, every door is locked and every window is boarded shut. A rigid curfew is enforced by the locals, and stepping outside into the dark guarantees a death sentence. The threat keeping everyone paralyzed indoors comes in a very specific form, the Nishir Molo. These are 4 cloaked figures who march in unison through the nighttime fog, carrying a heavy wooden coffin on their shoulders. They operate on a strict, fatal rule of engagement. If a villager makes eye contact with them, they are taken. 2 local gamblers, Sampat and Kapta, ignored the curfew recently to play cards outside. The moment they looked at the Nishir Molo, they vanished. The village is paralyzed by these entities. The Nishir Molo behave less like random wandering monsters and more like a highly organized supernatural execution squad. Into this atmosphere of terror walk 2 outsiders from the city, Ishita and Meghna. They wander the village as a casual tourist destination, completely ignorant of the nightly curfew. They are here for a specific reason. The girls are hunting for the Mrityunjay Amrit, a legendary nectar that local lore claims can cure any disease or physical ailment. This animated timeline chart tracks the village's history. A line graphs the 400 years of peace. Suddenly, a highlighted data point reveals that the Nishir Molo's violent reawakening coincides exactly with the outsider's arrival for the cure. By seeking a miracle cure for life, Ishita and Meghna have walked directly into the epicenter of a supernatural war zone. To understand the origin of that nectar, we have to look back to the year 1600. A plague was rapidly sweeping through the region, wiping out the kingdom's population day by day. This timeline shows the plague peaking at year 4, followed by a 13-month void. The princess returns from this gap with a strange seed.
The timeline morphs into a lunar chart. The Mrityunjay nectar only drops during Purnima and Ekadashi. The banyan tree functions with a schedule more rigid than any natural plant. Its nectar is a timed release, suggesting the original cure was a temporary loan that has finally come due. Back in the present day, the village attempts to fight back. A junior tantric organizes an anushthan, a purification ritual, in the center of the village square to banish the threat. The ritual is breached. Heavy, rhythmic footsteps approach, overpowering the tantric's chants. The Nishirella walk right through the magical barriers without slowing down. The local priest is abducted. The tantric leading the ritual is frozen in place, his skin turning into dry, cracked clay before his body crumbles apart. Standard defensive magic shatters against the Nishir Molo. They ignore these barriers because they are enforcing a curse that strictly overrides normal supernatural laws. From his distant cave, the senior tantric feels the ritual break. He realizes the entities have evolved and a pralay is coming, a wave of destruction that standard magic cannot hope to contain. Meanwhile, Meghna suffers a visceral nightmare. She dreams of walking through a dense forest. She experiences the dream dressed entirely in the ornate royal garments of a 17th century princess. This cyclical flowchart connects the village mysteries. The top node displays the banyan tree's healing nectar, which directly points to a bottom node representing the coffin. Cheating the plague 400 years ago triggered this supernatural debt. During those 13 missing months, she secured the nectar seed by agreeing to a dark exchange. Her kingdom would survive the plague, provided the Coffin Bearers could return later to collect the debt. The tantrics and their rituals cannot save the village.
Halting the sequence of deaths now requires Meghna to confront the memories of the bargain she made 4 centuries ago.